So media is what I would also call, it's a way to look at visual culture. Media can be helpful in pointing out inequalities that are there, but I also see media as a thing to sell. Music videos or television ads or print ads. What is selling? What's selling that bottle of perfume? What's selling that soda? I mean, look at Carl's Jr. right now with the burger ad. It's about having some sort of ingredient in the burger, but who's eating it? Well, it's a female, and she's traditionally blonde, and she's also thin looking, and she's also scantily clad and sitting on a car. And then it's like, what are you selling me?
Yeah.
You know, sexism sells.
Well, I dealt with a lot of body image issues growing up because I was always the fat one. I don't know, I think we kind of set standards for ourselves that are hard to attain. Comes from everything from the films we watch to the websites online with the clothes that we buy.
I mean, through commercials, through photoshopping, through airbrushing, I mean, it gives a false reality, and it also makes you feel like you're never going to be good enough because you're never going to reach that point, because that's not reality. We have scars, we have blemishes.
I think it starts culturally, but then the media just puts this magnifying glass and it just enlarges it so much. And of course, whenever we're exposed to that and that's our main source of information, we're going to start believing it and not really questioning it.
Well, they're showing what's easy, what's been selling before. So if I start seeing them as a young woman over and over and over again, then I'm going to think it's normal.
I think that we're so influenced by what we see, and it's the same story every time, that, you know, you're supposed to end up with some guy and ride off on a unicorn into the sunset. And it's just not reality. So I think that it influences a lot of girls, especially younger girls, that they have to be like this beautiful, awesome person and attract a male, and that's what they amount to. That's like the significance in their role in society, and it's just not. But that's what we see over and over and over again.
Media plays a huge role on like making women icons of sex, of sexiness, of mysteriousness, of lust. Not love, but lust. Like the desire to be with someone just because of the way they look, not necessarily the content coming out of their mouth.
You know, it's much harder for females to lead an organization because all the management positions are still very much defined by male. More women, and research shows that, are leaving their job in journalism at an earlier stage than men. It's a very hard job, I think, to combine family and, you know, your professional life as a woman. It's kind of like, you know, goes both ways. Females don't really stay in the profession, and of course that leads to not having that many females in management positions. And we see that if there are more male journalists in those newsrooms, are doing very different things. Whereas if we have a gender balance in management position, male and females are assigned more similar beats. You know, the reporters in the newsroom, how much they identify with the organization, and then about how people lead a newsroom can really affect, I think, the stories that are being produced.
I do think women in politics are judged before they even get in there. I don't think they hold the same status that men do, and I don't think they will for a while.
It was at the time of Hillary and Barack Obama vying for the candidacy for the presidency. And so what you noticed is that when the talking heads, the pundits would say, oh, you know, Hillary's looking really well tonight, you know, the makeup is awesome, you know, but then with Barack Obama, they wouldn't say that.
If someone was like, Obama looked haggard today, like, you'd be like, what? Like, he looks the same every day. But women, you know, her suit was a little big for her, or that dress was not appropriate for her to be wearing at that inauguration ball.
Feminism or the women's movement, it's not about achieving something over another. It's not us versus them. It's an inclusion. It's that linking rather than ranking of people.